Saludos guys, so today we're doing a pre-intro. Welcome back to La Vida Mora, Puerto Rico. I need to explain some things to you. I am actually leaving out to get toilet paper, and there's a specific one that you need to get here for PR because the plumbing situation with the toilets is not very good, and you need, my favorite one to get is the Scott tissue paper. I think it's like the really thin one. Some of the toilet paper packaging will say flushes easily or something like that. I'm going to give a nice explanation of the thumbnail, the title, the experience, and this is 100% honest opinion and facts. It's a combination of both. You guys can take it for what it is. I'm just here to deliver the truth. Okay, so let's get straight into it. I just want to state some obvious facts. I do look younger than my age most of the time. Sometimes that plays a role in treatment with service. Sometimes people just don't think that I'm my age or I'm aware of certain things, etc. I have a New York City accent when I speak Spanish. It's noticeable, so people think that maybe I'm on vacation or tourist. The group that I was with were almost all teenagers or in their early 20s, because I was with my good friend Jasmine from Chicago, which is in her almost 30, but she looks much younger also for her age. She looks like she's 20. And we even had some underage with us. There was about 6 of us, I think. So just to paint a picture for you, which doesn't justify anything, but just painting a picture for you. Now, we got to La Parguera pretty late. You definitely, ideally want to get there a little bit earlier, even if you're not going to leave early on the boat ride, just to get all your facts and information. There are a few stands there that you can check out to gather your options and talk with your group and see what you want to do. There's plenty that you can do prior on the internet, but you know, also once you get there, you'll see the different stands. This was sort of a last minute day trip. We didn't really investigate, research, or plan it much, or even take note of like certain companies. We just knew we wanted to go kayaking. When we got there, we were told that that was not an option for that day, which was true. There was actually no kayaking service to purchase, but if you had a kayak yourself, you could have gone kayaking. Okay, so getting back to that. Part of this is our fault. I take responsibility for sort of taking the first thing available to us due to the pressure of the time that we had, and not having enough information or research taken care of before we got there, and also ignoring my gut feeling, because my gut was talking to me. I did feel like something was off. But we just wanted to get ready and go because it was so late already. We're talking like it was like 2 p.m. and usually with those things, and also it was there was a storm cloud coming our way, and we kind of just wanted to be able to, you know, take advantage and get out there before it started pouring or something. This boat, the docking area, we had to climb under a bar, like a metal sort of like barricade from the water and the boardwalk area where all the kioscos are and the restaurants, etc. Like a mangrove type of spot, onto a tiny wooden board, like one board, okay, that led you to a tire, and from the tire you jumped onto the boat. Now, if they said to us, look, we don't have the fanciest service for this you might be able to get better, but for $8 or $10 each you can do it with us. No, we were charged $30 a person for something that we could have gotten cheaper with better service and better safety guidelines. We were not, you know, it's funny because I didn't realize until we came back, until somebody mentioned it. We weren't given any life jackets. I didn't even see any on the boat. Maybe there were some and I just didn't see them. I've never, now that I think of it, I have never taken a tour on a boat from a tourist company of any sort or kind, no matter the depth of the water, without a life jacket. I've just never, it's never happened. And sometimes I even would feel like it was like not necessary, you know, when they would say, oh, you have to put your life jackets on. So just that alone was the first biggest, most obvious red flag that I can't believe we all missed. I just can't even believe it. And it could be also our mindset, our age. You know, for us, it wasn't so hard climbing through there. But we didn't know until we got to it. Now, we didn't pay yet. But at that point, we definitely could have said, no, thank you. Are you kidding me? This is the service that you're providing? Now, the girl did say, oh, I can take you to my private dock, but you have to walk far. What does that mean? Why are you even offering this service and walk how far? To me, it didn't seem like it was that far. And if it was that far, why are you even offering the service to begin with? It just seemed very laced in red flags. Like the whole thing. There was another option that we could have done, and I think that one was probably like a little bit more on the professional, more common chosen option. And I think the one that they painted for us was like a scam, to be honest with you. Also, we were told you're going to be in 2 feet deep of water. You will be okay, but there's nothing there for you to sort of like stand on or sit on. So they did warn us, but some parts of the water were way more than 2 feet. So we thought that we would be okay holding our across the shoulder bags, because where we measured on our body, they were falling way above the 2 feet of water that she explained to us. But no, it's only in certain areas that it was 2 feet, but for the most part it was 3 feet, even going to 3.5 feet. So I just feel like, again, like they just really wanted to sell us a scam. Like they just really wanted to get a few extra dollars. That 30 also driving there was nothing spoken, nothing, not even one mention of anything on the neighboring on the outskirts of that, where you see houses. The reason why I know is because I did this once with my girls, and it was such a lovely boat ride. we got on from a dock. The boat was clean. This boat was not clean. There was garbage everywhere. The guy was so nice. He gave us a little tour, and when that was included, you know, they did specify that this wasn't a tour. But for my gosh, what does it take to just say one or two things like, now we're passing through here? You don't have to give us a tour, but at least mention what we're going through, where we're going. No, she was on her phone. So the biggest thing on the way back, this for me was what made me decide, because I don't like to trash companies here. Why? Because sometimes I feel personally in Puerto Rico, there's only a very, very small handful of bad experiences. I feel like for the most part, when you are actually in a place or receiving a service that has to do with tourism, I feel like our people tend to go above and beyond what they even need to. And I don't even think they charge enough sometimes. And I just think it's part of our culture. We're very accommodating. We're very hospitable. We are just like that by nature. So it goes into extra when you are in a service, a business where you are offering some kind of tourist experience. So it for me, it's not worth making a video to complain about something that I did here, because the good outweighs the bad. But this was so bad that I had to just tell you and warn you, because I just don't ever, I really wanted to put this video out, but I didn't want anyone to say, Jenny, you know, where did you go? Can you recommend that place to me? Because I absolutely would not recommend them. Not even for a second. Not even on their good days. Because this was so bad that to me, it tarnished anything else that they do. Even if they have better options or packages. It tarnished their whole, how do you say, like their credibility. So coming back, again, the girl was pretty young. I don't care if you're young and you are dealing with a young group, you still should act professional. You shouldn't just feel comfortable sort of like letting your hair down and getting a little too cool with whoever you're working with, because you don't know. You have to be a business. You're not our friend. So there was another guy in his own boat, because in this area here you can either rent the service or take your own boat as well, which was beautiful. The place itself was beautiful, and that is the only reason why we're able to still smile and enjoy, because it's so gorgeous, it's so clean, that you just the pain goes away, it subsides. The reality of the experience with the young company subsided, and we were just in that moment. But in the aftermath, we were like, wow, sort of like adding up everything that went wrong. We couldn't even believe it. None of us. I mean, we were all pretty like in shock. So on the way back, there was a boat that was according to our captain, maybe drunk or riding a little too close to our zone that we were in. And she just decided, without any warning to us, remember we don't have any life jackets on, and none of the people that I was with know how to swim. I was the only one on that boat who knew how to swim. Without any warning to us, she decided to just go into speed to show him up, like to say, no, you're too close, back off. Sort of like a warning to him, sort of like a street race kind of thing with cars. When you rev your engine and you just go vroom, 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 and you go really fast, and it's like you're like taking over, or you're holding your ground, or claiming your lane. I mean, we were just like, what was that? And the guy looked at her, and they were like having like a glance at each other, like sort of like like an unspoken fight in a sense. And then she stopped, like, short, and we all went like that on the boat. I mean, again, and then after she said, oh, I'm sorry, sometimes these people get drunk and they act up and they can cause accidents. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. You have people in your responsibility on this boat, and you didn't even warn us. What you did was wrong, number one. You could have done the opposite and slowed down, let him pass, let him be in whatever negative thing he was doing, let it pass and go, and keep us safe instead of challenging him. So afterwards, she explained to us, and we were like, wow, really? So that's what that was about? And if that guy decided that you pissed him off and he wanted to get even closer, what would we have done? What would have happened with this whole experience? So that was what made me decide that it was worth doing this video. I cannot be a people pleaser, okay? I know I'm very like, oh, love and light, hug a tree, and I am that woman as well. But when things are real and they suck, and you have like that moment when you're like, what the, like, you gotta share it too. And that's what this was. So I would recommend, when you go to Perguera and that little strip where there are all the little companies trying to sell you a boat ride, all the way in the corner to the right, I believe it's called Johnny's Boats. Just Johnny's, because the one that we went on has the name Johnny in it, but it's with something else, and that's to trick you. I think it's to make you think that you're at that one. It's all the way in the right hand corner, and I believe it's called Johnny's Boats. That is the one. You'll see, because that's going to be the one that has the biggest line. Even if you pay a few more dollars, I'm not sure. I really can't really do a comparison of prices right now. For me, when I went with my girls, that was the most kindest, professional, and safe boat ride that we have ever taken. He gave me a local discount. I asked the girl as well if I got a discount for being a local, because a lot of the tourist areas here do that. The water parks, you got like a resident discount, and she practically laughed at me like, what, are you crazy? I mean, I wasn't asking for free, but maybe knock $5 off or something, I don't know. And anyway, I was just asking. I wasn't demanding it. I was just asking. And I thought it was kind of rude of her to sort of look at me like I was a lunatic for asking or inquiring about that. But that gentleman that day did give us the discount, and I wound up giving him a tip anyway. So I wound up paying it, even though we got the discount, because he was so nice and he was so kind and professional. So it was like a nice balance of being kind and professional. that is all. I know this was a lot of rambling, but I had to do this video. I had to say what I needed to say. I don't normally do this. I think I've done this once before on here about a nail salon, and that was because it was also equally as as bad of an experience. And that's all. Enjoy the video. We did have a really good time once we were there. It is not for everyone. You definitely had to be okay with the fact that you're just in the water the whole time. There's a little portion where there's some sand and the mangroves, you can kind of hang your bags and things, and or the branches are very sturdy, so they make like nature, like seats in nature. But it's not for everyone, and it's not something that you can do all day unless you are on a boat, staying there on a boat. If you're just going to visit, I would say to just go for 2 hours. If you want to walk across to the other part like we did to see the area where all the boats are docked, 100% you have to have like water shoes or Crocs, something that is going to stay snug on your foot and not get pulled off with the currents of the water, because that happened to us a few times. And actually one of the girls, one of her flip-flops broke. It came out and broke because of the treacherous walk that we had to do. It's that part is only knee deep, but it's just that you're walking on coral reef that is sort of like spongy and rocky at the same time, and then the current is also pulling you. We can do it. We saw people way older than us doing it. We saw people that didn't seem like that fit doing it. It's just patience and balance, but you can do it. I recommend bringing like a little floaty, a little donut floaty. That will help you immensely, just to kind of lounge there. Just a plain cheap donut floaty, nothing fancy, and snacks, and that's it. It's definitely worth seeing and experiencing, but not like an all-day thing unless you're on a boat, unless you're gonna stay there on a boat. That's all. Get into the video now. Welcome back to La Vida Moro, Puerto Rico. We are on our way to La Parguera, and we are going to, we made a quick stop in Cayo for brunch. It is the best place to come in Cabo Rojo for a nice brunch. Yeah. So here you can get just the regular bizcocho for cumpleaños, whatever, to celebrate, but you can also get desserts. You can get, like I said, brunch. I think even burgers they have on the menu and stuff. Just want to show you how beautiful this bathroom is. Even the bathroom is beautiful. So this is located on La Cien. So very highly recommended. So, si tú estás de vacaciones, ay, muchas gracias. Ay, perdón. It is perfect to stop with your family because there's a lot of seating. That's a place to sit. I love it here. Here, we are going to head over to La Parguera and try to see what kind of water sport activity we can do. We already started looking them up online, but we haven't decided yet, and we don't even know what's available. Because it's very hard here in Puerto Rico to do reservations online. It's not really a thing that's common. Even if the website gives you an option to do it online, if you click it, it won't work. Okay, so we have made it to La Parguera. We already spoke with our boat tour for the day, and we opted for the private one. So we're going to stay at so the one that we're staying at is Carocoles. We're gonna take, it's $30 a person. They take you and then they pick you up when you're ready.
Mira, tapa Carocoles. ¿Cuántos son ustedes? A ver, aquí está Eva.
Gina's and Johnny's boats.
Okay, you're next. Oh.
¿Estás filmando la aventura, mamá?
Bueno, esto va para YouTube y yo no sé. They're gonna be like, I'm not doing that. Here, take my phone. just go up like that. Shit, did you get it?
Yep, I got it.
Okay. ¿Ustedes dan como discount for local? ¿O no? Starting? People, right? Okay. Okay, so the ride has started. We are going to Carocoles, and it is 250 the water. When you get off of the boat, you have to completely just exit and go straight to the water. We don't park anywhere and sort of get off like on a pier or anything like that. So just keep that in mind if you do this one.
I think I'm doing it. No. I mean, oh yeah.
Crossing over from where we were at to get to the main spot over there. This is so beautiful. Chancla broke when we were over there in Carocoles, so we're just looking for a cheap pair for her somewhere. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for watching. I hope now that you've seen the video, you understand everything that I explained prior to this explanation. Prior to this vlog. I hope it all makes sense, it all tied in when you can actually see it. I don't even think the video does it any justice. I didn't get a chance to vlog much because of the fact that we were in that water. I didn't really have anything to put our things on, so it made it very difficult for me to stay vlogging the whole time, and that's all. Besitos.